What's up, what's up, what's up? It's your man ChazzEllis once again answering the questions that you ask me. For some of you who ask me, how can I ask you questions and stuff like that, what you want to do is you want to go to the ChazzEllisProject.com, get a quick question there, and you can ask me questions. It can be in-depth. You know, you can really go as much as you need to just to get the information you want. Also, if you want something longer, we kind of go back and forth a little more, get a consultation from there also. Anyway, also make sure you go to AskChazzEllis on Facebook. That's where I put up a lot of different quotes and things like that, different videos that you may not see on here. So check that out on AskChazzEllis on Facebook. Anyway, the question that I got was from a guy who says basically, and I gotta look at this. I gotta read some. I'm gonna cheat a little bit. He's basically saying that he likes this girl, but she's got a past. She slept with quite a few people. To him, I'm not going to say the number because I don't want to get into a debate about that. You know, where like, that's not a lot of people. Oh my God, that's terrible. So I'm not going to even go into the number. We'll just say to him, it's quite a few people. I ain't going to lie, it's looks like quite a few people to me too. But, okay, anyway. She also said that she cheated on a boyfriend that she had before. Cheated on a boyfriend that she had before. And he was basically saying, he does like this girl. She seems really cool. He's enjoying talking to her and stuff like that. Should he try to be in a serious relationship with her, even though he's a little bit uncomfortable with her past? Well, I'll say this. Anytime you're uncomfortable with somebody's past, you have to ask yourself, is this something that I could deal with in the future? Is the basic, the way this person thinks and the way this person conducts themselves something that I could deal with in the future? Here's the thing. You know, everything you did in the past, you did it for a reason. And if something like that is a deal breaker for you, then there's no reason to really get started with somebody like that. It kind of works like this. People always like to love the parts of people that they like to say, here's what I love about you, and I'm just going to completely ignore the rest. And they call that true love. Like, okay, you're nice, you got a good personality, you speak well, yada yada yada, you treat me nicely for the most part, but you're a serial killer. You know what? I'm just not even gonna think about that whole serial killer part of you. I'm just gonna think about this other part, and this is all I'm gonna focus on. But then they get mad when they hear that the dude killed their whole family. What? You killed my whole family? How? Why? Why would you do such a thing? Remember when we first got together, I told you I was a serial killer? That's what I do. I kill people. What? You were mad at them for being themselves. Somebody tells you, hey, I slept with 250 people, and then you get mad because they cheat on you. Well, clearly sex is kind of their thing. Clearly having anonymous sex with random people is kind of their thing. Did you think they were in a relationship with all 250 of those people? Come on now. So, you know, a lot of times we like to take in things that we want about somebody and just completely ignore all the things that we would see as being negative. And what we don't realize is when you do that, you're not preparing yourself for things that could possibly happen in the future. So you're not mad at the person in that situation. You're not mad at the person for what they did. You're mad at them for being themselves. You know, this girl has told you that she's had quite a few sexual partners. She's had a lot of one-night stands and things of that nature. So you guys go on a break and she has sex with somebody, or like say you guys get in an argument or whatever. You go like, well, we're going to go on a break. You go on a break for like 3 days and you find out she had sex with 2 guys in that time. Now you're mad. What are you mad about? This is what she does. You know, she just told you that she was smashing a whole lot of people. Or she cheats on you when things go bad in your relationship for a little while. And you're like, oh my goodness, that's a deal breaker for me. Then why'd you get with her in the first place? She just told you she cheated on the last dude or whatever, one of her boyfriends or whatever. So you knew that was a possibility. So why would you get with somebody if that's a deal breaker? And I say the same thing with ladies, you know. You get with a dude, he's like, yeah, I've cheated on every girlfriend I ever had. And cheating on you is a deal breaker for you. You get with a dude, he's like, yeah, I beat an old girl that I was with a couple years ago. And that's just a deal breaker for you? If that's a deal breaker for you, why'd you get with this dude? I can't tell you what to want or what to like, but I can say this. If these things that are part of their character is a deal breaker for you, you're not going to be mad at them for what they did. You're being mad at them for who they are. And that's not cool. So if you were to get with a girl and she says, yes, I'm a virgin and I go to church every Sunday, every Wednesday, every Monday. I'm part of the young people choir, the old people choir. I'm also part of the Spanish speaking choir. This is what I do. And then you say, okay, wow, this is a cool girl. Okay, I'll spend some time around her. She's telling the truth. Man, she's a good person. And then you come home one day and she's having an orgy and worshiping Satan. You're like, what? You have a right to be mad. You have a right to be mad because that is certainly not something that you would have seen coming with the type of lifestyle that this person was living. But if you get with somebody from the beginning and they tell you, hey, I've done this, 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 and this, they did those things for a reason. That is a part of who they are. And I know some people will get mad at me. They're like, hey, just because you got a past doesn't mean, you may not go back to that. But you got to say the likelihood is that there is a scenario in which you're going to go back to that. And I'll say it like this. Whenever you train somebody in boxing, when they first when they first fight, when they first get into the ring and they spar or whatever, the first time they have contact with somebody else and they kind of get in trouble, what you see is who they are on the inside. For some people, they just swing away. They just start going, wow, swinging wildly and just crazy, trying to fight their way out of that situation. That's because they're desperate at that time, and right now they're not thinking about anything you taught them before they got in the ring because it's their first time and they're scared. So what's in them comes out. The things that were in them before you even started working with them come out. So for some people, they curl up in a ball and they get, they just kind of let the person hit on them while they're curled up in a ball because that's where they feel safe. That's what they feel comfortable with. That's something that they did before you even met them. For some people, they'll turn their back and try to run. It happens because that's what they feel comfortable with. That's the whole fight or flight mentality where people just go back to their base instinct when they get in trouble. Now, as you train this person for some years, months, whatever the case may be, as you train this person for a while, guess what? They don't do that anymore because now they don't feel in trouble so much when they get in a boxing match. Now they get in a fight and they'll start, if their guy likes to cover up, they'll start, they'll cover up more like that. Or if they're a puncher, they'll get in there and they'll punch between the other guy's punches, stuff like that. If they're a guy that likes to run a little bit, they'll get up and they'll move around and they'll have all of that going the way that they'll do it with a strategy that you basically taught them. But if that person gets into a firefight, a real big, like where they're punching it out with somebody and that other person starts getting the best of them and they start losing confidence in everything you taught them, they no longer believe in it anymore, they no longer think it's going to work anymore, well, that's when you'll see them revert right back to whatever it is that they did when they first came in the gym. Whatever was inside of them in the beginning, that's what they'll revert back to. If it's a guy that swings, he'll swing away. You'll see some other guys, they'll curl up in a ball. You'll see some other guys that'll take off and try to get out of the ring. They'll try to run. They'll turn their back on the guy. Whatever they need to do to feel safe and comfortable again, that's what they'll do. Because they got in a situation where they no longer believed in what you taught them. This happens in relationships too. Whatever a person brought to the table when they first met you, when that relationship starts breaking down, when things start going bad in that relationship and they no longer believe in the relationship anymore, they're going to go back to whatever it is that they did before you even met them, when you first came into the situation. What they're going to do is they're going to go back, and not every time, not 100% of the time, but 99% of the time, they're going to go back to what they know. So if you got a person, I don't care if they hadn't been to church in 6 years, if you got a person that's really religious, they pray, when things go bad in their life, when things no longer make sense, they're going to go back to what they know, what they feel comfortable with. They don't go back to that church. If you talk to somebody who they work out all the time, you're going to find them in the gym. They might disappear for a day or two at a time. They'll be in that gym. If it's a drug addict, they'll go back to them drugs, most likely. Now, I'm not saying it's 100% for anybody, but I'm saying most of the time, they're going to go back to that. If it's a person that sex is like their escape, they're going to go back to that. If it's a person that food is their escape, they're going to go back to that. And that's not just in your relationship. That's when life crashes down on them. They go back to what makes them feel safe and comfortable. So if you can't deal with that, if that's a complete deal breaker for you and you know it, then you got to ask yourself, do I really even want to engage in this situation? Do I really want to even get into this and waste my time? Because the reality of the situation is you may never be confronted with that and it may not matter. But if you are, this is probably going to be the most likely outcome. Well, hopefully I was able to help you out. Once again, it's your man, Chaz Ellis. Make sure you check me out on the ChazEllisProject.com if you want to get that consultation or quick question. Also, make sure you check me out on AskChazzEllis on Facebook. And go ahead and get with this live stream. This is going to be going on next Sunday night, June 14th. I'm going to be talking about how to get rid of a player if you got somebody in your life that's playing you and you just don't want to be around it anymore. Once again, it's your man, Chaz Ellis. Make sure you like and subscribe and share this video with somebody else. Peace.